What's good, y'all? In here, 2016. Y'all know who this is. It's that Guru the Assassin. Now, excuse my voice, and if there's any glare in the background, excuse that. Now, excuse the vocals because, you know, we all deal with stuff, dealing with a little bit of sore throat sickness, all that kind of jazz. But it is what it is. We in here. And this video is pertaining to actually addressing a topic I've been dealing with recently. And it deals with the series of Naruto, okay? Now, it's interesting. People, the Naruto's been over, and so a series is over. That doesn't mean you can't discuss it, especially a series as long-running as this, as talked about, and the fact is, it's still connected because of the Boruto series, okay? The manga having its first chapter released. A lot of individuals, some because of nostalgia, some because of bias, some because of preference towards certain characters, and there may be some legitimacy towards some of the other reasons as to why people view this way. But many individuals are of the view that pre-Timeskip Naruto is better than post-Timeskip Naruto. As someone to call it part 1 versus part 2, someone to call it Naruto and Naruto Shippuden. I say pre and post-Timeskip. I've never viewed it as two different parts. Never viewed that Naruto Shippuden. It is just Naruto, the series. Same thing as One Piece. You don't call it One Piece New World. One Piece, yeah. You don't call it that. You call it pre and post Timeskip. Just like Dragon Ball, I just call it Dragon Ball. I don't call it Dragon Ball Z anymore. But a lot of people holding that like it's two different series. No, it's the same series. Regardless of what people want to do, it's connected. The same series. Okay. With that being said, I'm in the very much minority that post Timeskip Naruto is definitely superior to pre-Timeskip. Not just superior, is that most superior to pre-Timeskip. Absolutely. Now, it's very interesting how people want to put this in a halves. They're not halves. In fact, post-Timeskip is arguably over 2/3 of the series. Now, that doesn't, just because it's longer doesn't make it for it to be better. Understand that. But when I look at multiple elements of why, in comparison between, if you will, the parts of the series, pre-Timeskip and post-Timeskip, there's honestly about 5 elements, really significant elements, 5 to 6 significant elements for post-Timeskip, and only 3 significant elements for pre-Timeskip. Now, what do I mean? People want to try to say the characterization and character development was done better pre-Timeskip. Absolutely no. Absolutely no. With a couple characters, yes, you could say the characterization was done better. You can say, well, actually, the character presentation, you could say was done better. Not characterization, character development. Oh no. Except for maybe Orochimaru and a few other antagonists. Okay. You can argue that it was done better than antagonists, but I mean, in part 2, you have Uchiha Madara, you have Nagato, aka Pain, you have Uchiha Itachi. You get my drift. So, it's comparative. You got Orochimaru, of course, you got the Akatsuki, various elements of that, and whatnot. So, pick your poison, if you will. That's a very debatable point. Now, to the 3 points I'm referring to with pre-Timeskip, I'll make this video as short as possible. You have the Akatsuki, okay? You have Orochimaru, and then you have the whole Gaara saga, if you will. It's not actually, I say Gaara saga because it deals with the Chunin exams as well as it extends into the sound form, before Orochimaru, old Orochimaru and Sasuke did. Okay. Those are the 3 elements. Why are those the 3 pivotal elements? The Akatsuki were, not just big players. The Akatsuki pushed the series of Naruto into having an actual threat. It wasn't just like, these random shinobi attacking the village. The Akatsuki was an organization, and an organization are the main focus. Not only that, you had 3 of the main antagonists in the entire series connected to the Akatsuki, given the fact that you had Uchiha Obito being Toby at the time, the Masked Man. You had Nagato, aka Pain, as well as you had Orochimaru. Actually, you had 4 of the main antagonists connected, and if you want to include Uchiha Itachi. So you had all these antagonists connected with the Akatsuki. That's helps make the Akatsuki massively important. The Akatsuki helped shape the early portion of the series. The Akatsuki gave a constant threat to Konoha. It gave a constant adversary to Team 7, which were all the main characters: Uzumaki Naruto, Uchiha Sasuke, Kakashi, Hatake Kakashi, and Haruno Sakura. You know, the Akatsuki were the ones that pushed for the story's progression early on. The Akatsuki brought forth various philosophical elements to the series, more so than all the working on. They didn't really bring much to the table. When you think of all the pivotal elements of it, most of it was connected to the Akatsuki. Period. So of course the Akatsuki is a phenomenal point in the series. Point number 2 was Orochimaru. Orochimaru being the main antagonist of Part 1, arguably villain. It's debatable whether he was a villain. I know he became an anti-villain at least by the end of the series. So you had Orochimaru with his own reputation, Orochimaru's connection to the village, Orochimaru's connection to Sasuke. Orochimaru was a central figure in that, and he played master roles. Orochimaru with his mad science, his ways, and all of the knowledge of jutsus and all his knowledge and whatever, and his connection with another main antagonist, which was Kabuto. So you had all of that with Orochimaru. In the Gaara side, Gaara being this element, this young blood, and I mean, we see he's clearly one of the best characters, one of the best developments in the series, by far one of the best characters, one of the best characterized characters in the series, easily, both indirectly and directly. We see his struggles, the elements of murder, like all the elements. He's the production. He's the offspring of the foolishness of the shinobi system, more so than Naruto. And Naruto sees himself in Gaara, and rightfully so, because Naruto could have easily been Gaara. A lot of people could have easily been Gaara. Gaara is a victim of the system and how screwed up it is. And then it connects with the sound for that whole Chunin exam and Gaara and the beef and it escalated. When Gaara came in, it helped to escalate even more the tensions and the rivalries between Rock Lee, Hyuga Neji, Rock Lee, Uchiha, the Sasuke from the Sasuke rivalry, Uzumaki Naruto and Uchiha Sasuke, they did have partnership. So Rock Lee brought forth this much needed element of tension, much needed element of understanding. The Shinobi War is no game. Okay, much needed understanding of outside of Konoha. There's some very screwed up stuff that Konoha has been blessed not to have some of the foolishness. And here he was the son of of Akage, who's the not the Tsuchikage, the Kazekage, excuse me. And he's dealing with all this stuff. Wow. So that's really pre-Timeskip. When you're going to come down to the important factors, down to the nitty-gritty, those 3 factors are the nuts and bolts. People want to try to throw in Naruto and Sakura. No. I mean, one battle, I'm sorry, that doesn't determine, and it's not that battle. What happened in the post-Timeskip was well more because you actually had a philosophical discussion. You had an understanding of both where they came from. You had symbolism. You had a lot of other elements going for you in that core thing. And that's actually one of the points for Post-Timeskip, is actually the second clash of Uchiha Sasuke and Uzumaki Naruto. Second battle. And all of what, culminated into that affair. You also have the Kage Summit. You have Uchiha Sasuke versus Uchiha Itachi. You have the whole Pain arc. You have Uchiha Madara himself, as well as you have, what was the last one? Those were the main ones. Besides, you can say actually Hyuga Neji's death. Hyuga Neji's death was vitally important in the series. Arguably shouldn't have, if anybody would, because, all right, let me start with Neji's, because Neji's is the most complicated. Neji had mad potential loss, potential, this genius, if you will. And it just goes to show you, one of the greatest of the, if not the greatest of the generation, is killed in a senseless war. That weighs in heavy. That weighs in heavy. And Neji was right. Neji was right about everything. Well, almost everything anyways. About the whole fate thing and whatnot. The predestination. He was right. Because Naruto and Sasuke proved him right with Ashura and Indra. Neji was right. So Neji's death was a confirmation of pretty much everything he said. Even though Naruto was trying to fight it, apparently Naruto was once again wrong. Neji was right, Naruto was wrong. So that presents a whole different perspective on the entire series. The protagonist, he got it wrong. Neji's death confirms that, along with what happened with Naruto and Sasuke during the quote-unquote 4th Great Shinobi War. Hyuga Neji's death was a key factor because he's the only of the Rokinan to die. He almost died beforehand, and now he was gone. He died, in incomplete metamorphosis, which is truly sad and tragic. A bunch of what if with Neji. Kind of similar, yet a bit different with Uchiha Itachi, because Itachi had that illness, but Neji was of the same breed as Itachi. So these untimely deaths in the shinobi world, these young deaths that shouldn't happen, and it makes you sit back and ponder and go, our best, our most gifted are dying young. This shouldn't be. If you don't think of peace for no other reason, it should be because of Hyuga Neji's death. Hyuga Neji didn't have to die. He died protecting. He didn't have to die. Uchiha Itachi versus Uchiha Sasuke, the completion of going back all the way to Pre-Timeskip. But it's not only the completion, it's that whole genjutsu thing, the whole fact of Itachi and his constant, helping his brother grow and helping his brother see things from a different light, helping train his brother along the way. His advice as an antagonist, his advice to his brother, it's just all the plays in the relationship and how that developed and how that impacted Sasuke as the deuteragonist of the series was just truly well done, well executed. I'm trying to think which point I want to talk about next. I guess I'll talk about the Kage Summit. And it's the Kage Summit, just once again a culmination of everything that was positive and negative about the shinobi system, and I can just leave it at that. The Kage Summit was a very central part of the entirety of the series. The pain arc, and just once again Naruto, whether he wanted to accept it or not, Naruto being completely challenged and left dumbfounded, left, speechless, because what was being, what you can't debunk, you can't go against what Nagato, even though it got, all the deaths or whatever, all the tragedy got, reversed. Still, Naruto, there was no, walking up. Nagato pushed Naruto physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. He pushed him in every single facet. And for the first time, Naruto was at a loss for words in the series. Naruto, he was just dumbfounded. He couldn't. There was nothing you can say to Nagato. How is Nagato? Prove Nagato is wrong. Oh, you think you got it so bad? Well, look what's happened to me. And Naruto, he couldn't relate to it. So that was a very key, important factor into the series as well. Another central point. I mentioned the fight at the end, and I guess the final point I gotta mention is Uchiha Madara and the symbolism for what he was. And I've talked about him greatly in the past in many elements, and there's many things I could say even now about his character. He was a character, and he was also a symbol. He was a philosopher. He was an ideology. He represented so many things that if you don't recognize his character, because I know some people can't stand his character, some people, I know there's fanboys, but even the fanboys don't get it. His character brought forth so many layers of depth, similar to Naruto, but even then more so. Uchiha Madara, his life and his character brought so much needed maturity to the series that without it, you don't have the same series. You have a much more light-hearted series. Uchiha Madara brought a lot of realism, a lot of understanding, the fact that he lived in a different era, and showcased, yo, this is what y'all doing is some kiddie stuff, man. And the battles he had with Senju Hashirama, who he viewed like a brother. I mean, the fact that he took out his own brother. Just so many things that Madara brought to the table through his character. So many questions one can pose because of the character of Madara, excuse me. So when I look at it, here you have 5-6 elements, doubling the amount of elements. And not just because it's a lunar part of the series, but just the elements that were touched upon and hit of death and central focus in the entire series, whether it be the impact of the main characters themselves and or central antagonists, central focus, completion of focus. Post-Timeskip is clearly superior to Pre-Timeskip. If you put nostalgia aside for a minute, if you put aside your favoritism, again, you can like Pre-Timeskip more, but when you look at the actual story itself, it is obvious. Yes, I know there's a bunch of foolishness in Post-Timeskip, but there was some foolishness in Pre-Timeskip as well. So, when you look at the story objectively, Post-Timeskip easily beats out Pre-Timeskip. Unexpected one, like, comment, subscribe, tell me your thoughts, and if you think Pre-Timeskip does, please explain the reasons as to why you do. I pretty much summed up the important parts of Pre-Timeskip. So if you have any additional arguments, I know some may want to bring up Kakashi in Pre-Timeskip, another debatable point, but please, comparing it to Post-Timeskip and its elements that I brought up, the central focuses, I'm very curious to see what you have to say. Y'all have a beautiful day, beautiful night. Peace.